I fear that any discussion around gender that doesn't consider men and their needs is driven by this idea that, oh, men have been served by the previous framework of patriarchy long enough, so they can go fend for themselves. Or, men have been comfortable a long time, so some discomfort on their part is long overdue. I think this runs the risk of being callous. It's not based in understanding or compassion. It hasn't served us in our discussions about racial justice, and it won't serve us in gender discussions either. Doing this work of reform requires a lot of yes and, a lot of holding contrasting, even contradictory ideas in our heads. Yes, men have benefited from patriarchy, but doesn't mean they also haven't been harmed by it. Refer again to bell hooks, paraphrasing here, but the first violence done against men is violence done against themselves to eliminate those soft, compassionate parts of ourselves. And if we men don't do it to ourselves, other men will come and do it to us. So, if we're going to honor women's choices, we need to honor men's as well and put out better options for them. We need liberation for everyone. This means being as encouraging to men who step into heal professions, health, education, and literacy, as we are to women and girls stepping into STEM fields. And man, look at the stats. We need more male social workers, teachers, and psychotherapists. This also means, well, not holding a grudge. A lot of young men these days are doing their best, and it's not their fault that previous generations have benefited from patriarchy. They inherited it. So these young men, they're liable for sure, but they're not guilty, and they shouldn't be shamed for being men. I'll discuss shame, guilt, and liability more in a future video. But if we are articulating a freer, more equal world for traditionally marginalized groups, for oppressed genders, without articulating where men are going to fit into this world, if we're punishing men or treating them like criminals or deviants or less than just because of their gender, what are we doing? In some ways, we're just trading one oppressive hierarchy for another, or just inverting it. I'd argue that that is contrary to what liberals, those who are for liberation, stand for. But to too many, equity, justice, it looks like revenge. So no wonder young men feel alienated. No wonder they seek political movements and institutions that are archaic in their gender traditions. These are some of the only voices articulating a future world that has constructive roles for men. We can't cede that conversation to misogynists, to sexists, and patriarchal men who want to dominate those spaces. Now, yes, I'm one to recognize that sometimes, from a position of historical privilege, equity may feel like oppression. It's not. It's just an evening of the playing field. So, guys, it's a bad look to claim that we're being discriminated against, especially considering what other folks have put up with for centuries. What I am saying is that we need more discussion of positive models of masculinity moving forward to replace the old ones and to counter the toxic ones. The silence we have on how men can be a part of the future, that silence has been deafening. So my work is an effort to say, yes, there's a place for you guys in a more equal, just, equitable society. Let's look at what masculinity is going to look like in that world. It starts with doing no harm, caring for and protecting others. It's not bad, I promise. Come on in, the water is fine. If you like what I have to say, don't forget to check out my books at tedneilauthor.com or wherever books are sold online. In the meantime, be kind to yourselves, be kind to others, pet a dog. Thanks for listening.